Just ahead of our next guest, I want to update you on a story occurring in Australia. Two Australian nurses have been suspended after a video appeared to show them threatening to kill Israeli patients and boasting about refusing to treat them. The man and woman, both employees at a Sydney hospital, are now being investigated by police officials in New South Wales said. This has led to the Australian Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese, condemning the video as sickening and shameful after it began circulating online. And anti-Semitism is on the rise around the world due to problems that, have come from the terrorism of Hamas. I find this story particularly interesting because last year, ahead of a heart procedure that I was to undergo at Wellington Hospital, I found that the Pakistani-born heart specialist who was to treat me had, because of my balanced reporting on the issues around Hamas and Israel, had gone online and called me a hate-mongering Zionist scumbag. This man was to literally put me under the knife, or keyhole surgery. And when I didn't confront him. When I raised the issue with him, he lied to me that it was his profile. I looked into it more deeply, and he was absolutely a Muslim activist. I complained to the hospital, to Wellington DHB, and can I just say, firstly, the New Zealand Health Commissioner never got back to me when I sought to make a complaint, never gave me any advice. I dealt with the Wellington DHB, and they were totally lacklustre in their response. To my knowledge, this surgeon is still at Wellington Hospital, and he suffered no sanction from his treatment of me. He was also hostile to me during a consultation at the hospital, to the point where I mentioned afterwards that there was something wrong with the doctor who had seen me pre-operation. I don't know that any disciplinary action was taken against him. All I required was an apology from him, which I never got. So this may actually be a problem across many countries. But it goes to show that since those October 7th attacks, the world has changed in regards to evils and attitudes that we thought were long gone. It's happened in New Zealand. We've covered these issues, and New Zealand has a new Israeli representative here. The new ambassador to Israel replaces Mr. Jacobi, who left late last year. Now, Ben, can we have the pronunciation so I don't insult my guest first? Alon Roth is our new ambassador, and he joins me by phone now. Ambassador, thank you very much indeed for making yourself available to us so soon after your arrival in the country.
Good morning, and thank you, Sean, for inviting me to your program.
All right. I imagine your predecessor gave you a briefing before you took up this position. What did he tell you about being an Israeli or heading Israel's diplomatic mission in New Zealand? What was the as far as you can share this with us, what picture did he paint for you of New Zealand and the temperature here?
Well, he said that I'm going to see a very beautiful country with a very interesting society, that I'm going to encounter many friends, but I'm going to encounter other issues. I've just heard you mentioning the issue of anti-Semitism, etc. And I think he was right with everything he said. Yeah. In the three long weeks I've been here.
Mm-hmm. He was, and I don't think I'm speaking out of turn, our government seems slightly ambiguous in its relationship with Israel and its response to the terrorism of October the 7th. And I do not think that we acted in as friendly a manner as we could have diplomatically with your country and with your government. Have you been welcomed, or is there an underlying tension from our government and foreign affairs officials towards you?
First of all, Sean, as you've just said, I just arrived, and when ambassador arrives, there is the whole process of
Presenting credentials,
accreditation,
etc.
of
Yeah. But I do know your
presenting the
predecessor
credential.
was not invited to Government House to say goodbye to our Governor General, quite pointedly.
I had a very nice ceremony of presenting my credentials. And then I had the privilege of going to Waitangi and seeing all the ceremonies that are happening there. I had the chance of meeting few officials. I do think that, again, for 3 weeks' time, that was not bad, and I intend to keep this dialogue going on.
Did you go to the Shane Jones
intensify.
party, Ambassador? Did you go to
Yes, I was invited. I was invited there with all the other diplomats, with all the other ambassadors that came to Waitangi. Yes, I was there.
Okay. Where have you come from? Where was your last posting or last job?
Well, I'm after 38 years of diplomatic career, and my last posting until 2.5 years ago was in Norway, in the other side
Wow.
of Earth. Yes, very far away. So yeah, I've had long posts in Europe and in Africa and in the Middle East. So I'm coming to New Zealand with, I hope, lots of experience that is relevant and lots of energy to create many things here, to create cooperation, to create kind of dialogue between our peoples, our nations, our governments, etc., beyond what is going on right now. And I do hope that I'll be able to do it.
Of course, the trials and tribulations of your country, particularly since those attacks now over a year ago, have been making headlines, and we have seen, unfortunately, the re-emergence of some attitudes that I personally thought were long gone. What can you tell us where that issue is at now? We have a ceasefire. I think in recent days we've had President Trump saying give all the hostages back now, or I think something like all hell will come down on you, or all hell will break loose. Can you tell us where the conflict is at and the battle to reduce those innocent, to release all the surviving innocent people who were held hostage? Where is that at?
I do hope it will continue. I have, I know there's no Israeli who doesn't know at least one family that is involved in this horrible issue of kidnapped people, hostages. And I do hope from the bottom of my heart that it will continue. There are deliberations right now between the parties that are involved in this whole process. We saw the last 3 that were released. We saw the horrible pictures of people who look like, like people who came out of the Holocaust just 80 years ago. And I do hope that this process of releasing them will resume, and that we will see all of them coming back. And I do hope that every possible effort and every possible party that is able to help to renew and resume this release of these people who passed such terror that is unimaginable. We saw these people, the 3 of them. I know personally one family.